Welcome back to Carolina Rock Cuddles. Today we are going to snorkel the 420. As you can see, we've already gotten it torn apart and have started on this because I didn't know what I was doing. So you got to take the air box out. Yeah, pot rivet, and then, you know, take the clamp off of. Oh my gosh. What in the... I think we got an issue there. Might be why it ran so bad. Need to clean that out. Then, if you look, we took the air box out. So I don't know what I got yet, guys. I'm getting there, but we got a 40. Okay, we had a 45. Okay, we have a 45 going up. That I think it's a clean look. Let's back up a little bit. I mean, I think it's going to be a nice clean look. We're definitely going to have to make it black because that color is just no bueno. But I've been trying for hours to get it to come through here because at one video I watched, it went through there. Guess what? That didn't work for me, but I could get it to go through this side. So we are trying to figure this out right now, guys. I would love to tell you how to do it, but we're not there yet because even I don't know how to do this yet. But once I figure this out, I'll let you know. So I'll catch y'all back in a second. Well, hopefully we'll have this thing together. So while I'm trying to figure out all this, now what you want to do is go ahead and put some RTV because as you can see, if you pull this back, that's no brainer. Let's go on the inside. There. Every time I pull it back, you see light. Got an RTV, all that, so that way, no, you don't want to watch. Dang, what the heck? I like to pull these back, put it behind, go ahead and put it behind you. I guess you could put it on the front too. I've seen multiple different ways of how to do it. We might just go on the outside like this, on all of this, and maybe some on the inside. I might put some on the inside, and then they should be good, and they should stick. We'll see, I don't know yet. Another thing you want to do is make sure you check everything. Watch this. It's not supposed to move, guys. Apparently somebody didn't tighten it up last time they worked on it. Ain't the end of the world. Probably why there's so much dirt in here. I need to clean that off. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got it done. And talk about an aggravating thing here. We got a nice 45 going up. That probably isn't going to stay. It's not glued on. I don't think I have another 90. I need to find one. And it comes down to it has a 45 heel with a piece of PVC pipe short that goes into a 90, which in turns to this 90, comes down to this piece right here. You got, as you can see, I don't know if you can see it right there, the short piece of PVC with this little screw style that screws into that, which goes into this flex hose. Because, you know, we want it going to flex hose. I got to put a hose clamp there. I took it off because it's hanging on everything. So, because my flex hose here, or this is actually like a spa hose, is too stiff, I ended up having to cut it and then put a little piece inside of here. I don't think it's going to be an issue. It's actually sitting about this far on both of them. And then I tightened it down. So that should be good. Then it goes over here into the same piece as over there, but plastic. And it goes to another screw style. Then there's a piece of PVC that went through, I got through the end of here. That goes all the way through there and tighten up. Then make sure you put like some sort of like adhesive on the front of this, all these little fittings I showed you earlier. I did that, forgot to show y'all. But yeah, as you can see, my thing goes way in there. That PVC is way in there. But that's it, guys. Like I said, I had to cut this because it just was not bending like I wanted it to. I'm also probably going to have to put some heat tape right here, something to keep it from, you know, melting against the... I got a bunch of heat tape sitting around, so it shouldn't be the end of the world. But honestly, not a bad design. So PVC goes into this little, you know, hang on, let's see, what is it? I think it's 1.5 inches. Yeah, inch. Okay, let's go down this quick. PVC into 1.5 inches into a screw style. Let's see if I don't have one that exact size, but this is what it is. It's a bar that goes into the hose that it screws on here. Make sure you put thread tape there. Then it goes down here. I cut it, put a barb in here because again, won't flex. Woo! Goes up to the same screw piece in there. You have to have a piece of screw on it. That's all I had. I mean, I probably could have used a smaller one, but I didn't have another smaller one. A short piece of PVC to a 90, to another 90, which then goes up to a short PVC, and then glued down. Problem is, this is now stuck here. This can't come out. I can't unscrew it down there. That's kind of the plan. That's also another good reason why it's cut over there. You need to be able to get this out, and now I can, you know, pretty much get it out. The only thing I'm missing now is the 90 for that. But I ain't really worried about it, guys. I mean, it ain't the end of the world. But my two problems I have now. I do not have a gasket for the air box. I might just put silicone for now and go order a gasket. And 2, having trouble figuring out vents. I need to go online and look it up. Every vent I find is either for a diff or the radiator fan. I can't find one for fuel. Maybe it don't have one. Maybe it's just the one on top of the tank. But I can't find one in the ejection system, which is good because that's the only thing I really care about. Like, I ain't saying I don't care about the diffs, but honestly, guys, I'm just trying to get this thing so it can go underwater deep and we don't sink it. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and run these vents. I'll catch you in a second. I gotta figure out what all these vents are. They're going all over the place, and I'm kind of confused right now. So I gotta go ahead and trace each one. I'm gonna tee the front and the rear one. You know, put a little T in it so that way I don't have to run 2 hoses. You only need 1. I see a lot of people run like 8 hoses. Like, guys, you can put the 2 diffs together. You can put the brakes together. I probably won't run the brake breather. I don't really care. The brakes don't work anyways, so we probably won't run that. Plus, it ain't going to go that deep. Well, it is going to go that deep. I'm lying. Anyways, let me go ahead and figure these out, and I will catch you in a second when we figure out where all these vents are going. Okay, I think I got it all done, but to be safe, got the old smoke machine hooked up. I can't really get this. I probably should zip tie this because I'm probably going to lose some smoke, but we're going to do our best, and we're going to see if we can find any leaks on this tank. We probably should have let all this stuff dry. We didn't. Our fault. But let's see if we can find any leaks. Let's hope not, guys. I'm hoping for 0 leaks. As for leaks, no leaks. So let's let this thing run for a little while. Need to go ahead and look at the smoke already. Oh, wait. Look at that smoke. Well, guys, it's been about 15 minutes, and I honestly don't see any leaks. And if there are any leaks, it's very small. You really need to be doing this at night with a flashlight. It's so much easier to see the smoke. But you know what? I ain't worried about it because if it leaks a little bit, it leaks a little bit. I ain't really worried about it that much. As long as it ain't like pouring in there, I ain't that worried. Mainly because I'm about ready to change this thing over. Apparently, you can build it into a 500. Just something to look at in the future. Anyways, keep smoking. I've been holding my hand over that for a while, but I kind of gave up because I sat down. But if you look in here, I don't know about y'all, I don't see any smoke. None from those fittings. None for these. Those are glued, so they definitely shouldn't. I don't see anything there. Okay, let's go to the other side. Let's see if we got any leaks over here, people. This is the spot I was kind of worried about, and I don't see anything there. Not even a little bit. Same with back here. I don't see any smoke visible anywhere. I think we're good, guys. I don't see why that won't work. Look at it going. And if you want to, you can always do the old test. Can you all see that? I won't lie. That hurt my hand a lot. It didn't want to cut off. It wasn't about to let go either. She was like, nah, we snorkel good, Daddy. We'll snorkel good. So here's the problem we got right now, guys. We do have this vent, which is for the tank. I've went through the fuel system. I can't find another one for the fuel system. If there is one, let me know in the comments, guys, which will be too late because I've already sunk it by now because I'm taking this thing in the mud. Other than that, we got all of these. And I don't have anything this small. This stuff is so small. This is the fan. I ain't really worried about that. These have to be the real brakes. And one has to be the brake and one has to be the diff. This has to be the front diff. I don't have anything for any of these. So I can't do anything with it. I'm going to cut a piece of it off, take it and get vents. But honestly, I mean, if it gets water, I mean, honestly, guys, look at this. Look. It's already like pulling oil out of it, so I ain't really worried about it. I'm gonna put a seal in it and I'm gonna sell it and put IRS on it, so I ain't really worried about it. But yeah, she's not no brand-no. And the front one, yeah, she's still good, but again, like I said, I just don't have no more hoses that size. All my hoses are this size, so I'll probably not worry about this time. Somebody in the comment can cuss me out and say, oh my gosh, you're gonna ruin your diff. Well, that diff is already ruined and we're swapping it out. This diff, I don't know. I don't want to ruin this one, but I need to flush out anyways. So going 1 or 2 times and then flushing out. Hey. So the next step is to go ahead and put this thing half together. Dielectric grease the electrical components. I mean, there's a lot of them on this thing, but it's really up to you what you want to do. I'm not going to do every single electrical component because I've never had bad luck with electrical components getting wet. This might be jinxing me, guys. I'm going to get something wet and it's not going to run now. But the one thing I do know, dielectric grease on the spark plug. I've always had bad luck with spark plugs. If you've been here, you know that. So I'll put that. We'll probably go through probably the fuel pump, pull the fuel pump wire off, and go ahead and dielectric grease. Now, all the other ones, I ain't really worried about it. Probably should. In the comment you can leave, say, oh yeah, you probably should have done that, because by the time you watch this video, it will tell if I should have done it. Anyways, I'm going to put this thing together, and we're going to check the front end. If you remember last time, the 4-wheel drive didn't work. We're going to fix it, and then we're going to play in the mud. Screw everybody else, we're going to play in the mud. Okay, guys, we got it on some jack stands. Wheels ain't on the ground. Front wheel's on the ground, because we're trying to figure out why the 4-wheel drive... Oh, the front wheel is on the ground. Yeah, anyways. 4-wheel drive on. You know, I noticed last time, I'm like, okay, last time it was not moving. I couldn't figure it out. But guys, I finally figured out why this thing would stop with 4-wheel drive on. It wasn't the 4-wheel drive, it was the axle. It's not that it wasn't going into 4-wheel drive, people. It's that it was in 4-wheel drive, but because it doesn't have a diff lock and it doesn't lock both wheels, only one wheel was spinning. Should have known that. I knew the axle was going to go, but Lord Jesus, he said goodbye. Oh, one more thing to order. That means we need a wheel band and we need the axle. Always something on this thing. Anyways, I guess I'll go ahead and put this thing together, because we now got the 4-wheel drive working technically. Should we go play in the mud? Yeah, screw it. We'll go. Are we going to have 3 wheels, which I guess that's what it normally has? Yes. So let's ride, guys. Let me go ahead and put all this back together, and we'll get it home and we see just how deep we can take it. So if anybody wondering, I was using 1.5 inches. That's what everything I used. And if somebody's going, well, you should use bigger. Guys, this is the factory one. It is literally the same size, and it's literally it. It's the same size, 1.5 inches. So I don't know if I said it. If I didn't, I'm saying it now. Somebody's going to be like, you should have used 2 inch. Yeah, it looks good to me. I mean, honestly, guys, tell me that thing don't look good. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint it, people. It's going to be black. It just, you know, make sure it works before I start painting everything. So I'll catch you in a second when we take it in the mud and hope it works. I still got a dielectric grease the spark plug. Forgot to do that. And I'm still walking around with this factory Snorkel. We're going to beat some people in the head. Pow, pow, pow. Anyways, we'll catch you in a second. Well, guys, I am back. It is time to take the Rancho in some mud super deep. If you skip from the beginning and just got to this point, we're only going to spin one wheel, because that axle's fine. That axle is broke completely off. So we're hoping we can pull the brake and make it work. But if we don't, we're going to be a 2-wheel drive floating 4-wheeler, because again, it's a Honda's float. Got the GoPro on. Why are we wasting time? Let's go ahead and see how deep we can take it. I'm hoping just to get to the, about a snorkel. That's about as deep as I really want to go. I mean, I just don't have no, oh crap, there's a walls. I just don't have a lot of other places to ride today, because it's 4th of July. It's 102 degrees, I think, today. It is hot. So GoPro's on. Let's go ride. Let's go play in some mud. I gotta find a way to get this steady. It's kind of off right now, as you can see. It wasn't when I put it in there. I'm gonna have to put a rad relocator or something to keep it more steady, because if not, I think it's just gonna bounce around, and that is no bueno. This is one squeaky 4-wheeler. I thought I was a snake. I said, uh-oh. We're in Crocs and no socks or shoes. Not exactly the best day to find a snake, if we do find one. In case anybody's wondering, we have had a crap ton of rain the last couple days, so we should have plenty of water over here this time. Because, you know, the last couple times we came over here, we had pretty much no water because we've been in a drought. Before we do anything else, we need to go ahead and gently toss the phone. 4 drives on. Okay. We'll have to pull the brake in order to make it lock in. Okay, I was wrong. So we might as well just be stupid, guys. I mean, why not? We're here. It's deep. We'll see. The dumbest thing we have not done, that you grease the spark plug. Why? Because we're stupid. And I forgot that. Fingers crossed that it's not so deep that it messes it up. If it does, we'll float it out. I'm on. You know, the fact that the sassies almost got stuck here the other day probably should have been all I needed to know. Come on, baby. Okay guys, that was a mistake. I'm exhausted. Between the small tires and honestly having no four-wheel drive, that about killed me. I don't know what I was thinking. I was hoping that we could just bounce through there and that maybe I could pull the brake. Cause the brake worked perfectly fine for one side, but until we get an axle, we're off this hill, people. Should have known that because the 32 sassies barely made it through the other day. It's just getting that thick, so I don't know why I thought I was gonna make it with no trouble. Maybe I just was being optimistic, people. Optimism. As you can see, guys, the snorkel seems to work. We didn't get to go as deep as I wanted. I wanted to go at least to the racks, but as you can see, the four-wheel drive not working is worthless. And guess what? The four-wheel drive is working. I checked it yesterday. I went on, off. Perfectly fine. The only issue we had was that the one axle was broken, and apparently a Honda with, you know, three-wheel drive will not stand if one axle is broken because it's like, oh no, I can't do that. Ugh. Hondas, guys. I'm so used to these diff locks and all these other ones. Having something like this where it's not locked in really bothers me. Maybe I'll put a lock on it and then they all spin. Anyways, guys, if you wouldn't mind, like, comment, subscribe. This is probably where we're going to end the video. We might have a little more after this, but I don't think so. I mean, this is about where I can go for now. We're going to have to get an axle. It's on the way, guys, but it's not here yet. Anyways, guys, I hope you like this, and I will see you next time where we hope to have the axle and we can go deep with it. If not, we'll do something with it. Anyways, we'll see you next time.